Hi, my name is Tori and I'm a volunteer here at the Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center. We are a wildlife rehabilitation center located in Southwest Roanoke. This is going to be the first of 3 education videos that I'm going to be bringing to you to teach you guys a little bit about the education animals we keep here at the center, as well as a little bit about you guys at home and how you can interact with wildlife safely, as well as have a lot of fun with some wildlife recreation here and there. Today, I'm going to be bringing to you 3 different bird of prey species that we keep here at the center from 3 different families. Each of these birds of prey uses a different adaptation in order to hunt. First, we're going to actually be talking about my friend here, Tuskegee the red-tailed hawk. Tuskegee is actually named after a group of African-American fighter pilots that fought for the United States in World War II. These pilots actually painted the tails of their planes bright red, so they were known as the red-tails. And Tusk here has a bright red tail, there, good boy, that he uses to control himself in flight, just like the Tuskegee Airmen. Red-tailed hawks, like Tuskegee here, are a member of the family Aciptridae. These guys are a family of bird of prey that relies primarily on their legs and their talons to catch their prey. So they spend a lot of their time up in trees, watching the ground, scanning, and when they see a small mammal, they will leap out of the tree, swoop down, and use these really powerful talons to grab the prey up off the ground and back into the trees. So they don't spend that much time soaring like you see a lot of the other birds of prey, because they're spending most of their time hiding and waiting for their prey to pop out of the ground. Woo! Tuskegee here is our education red-tailed hawk. He was seized from the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries back in 2016 and was unfortunately not able to be released due to habituation. He now gets to live here at the center, get fed every day and get nice and happy, and in return he works as an education animal, so we get to take him around and teach people about bird of prey conservation. The next bird of prey family we're going to be talking about today is the falcon family, Falconidae. The member of this family that we have here at the center is Jack, the American kestrel. Jack's full name is Jack Sparrow, which is a play on the name sparrowhawk, which is another name for this species. Jack is here with us working as an education animal because he was surrendered to the Wildlife Center in 2018 under the premise that he was actually only kept a couple of days. But when we got him, we opened up his crate and he hopped out and was just begging for food like he had been doing it for a while. He unfortunately was actually kept for a couple of weeks, and it only takes that long to habituate a bird of prey. And he was just too friendly and too willing to take food from us. It wouldn't have been safe to release him. So now he is here working as an education animal with the Wildlife Center. American kestrels are the smallest bird of prey that we have here in the United States and are primarily ambush predators. These guys rely on speed in order to swoop and grab things out of the sky, such as insects like dragonflies and even smaller birds like sparrows and chickadees. These guys are really special in that they're known as cavity nesters. These guys will take holes from woodpeckers, owls, even bluebirds, and make their nests in there. And this makes it so that it's a lot easier to protect their young, as well as keep them safe and warm and dry during the long winter months. Cool, good job, buddy. American kestrels are also really special in that they experience what's called sexual dimorphism. This is a term that means that the male and female of the species will actually look very different. This is really significant because in birds of prey, they almost always look the same between male and female. In American kestrels, as you can see here, we have a male. Males have blue-gray wings on their sides and then a brown back. Females will be all brown with that black spotting that he has too. This makes it really easy in rehab to tell the sex of the animal, and so that way we can correctly identify them. These guys also have what are called ocelli on the back of their neck. They have 3 spots along the back that make it look like they have eye spots there. This is thought so that when they're flying through flocks of birds, it startles them a little bit and confuses them, so that way they're able to more easily catch their prey. These guys also have what's called a tominal tooth, which is an extra ridge on their beak that allows them to grab the vertebrae of whatever they catch and make it a quick, easy kill. Because as I said before, these guys don't have as strong of legs and feet as accipiters, so they need another adaptation in order to properly take down the prey that they catch. The last family birds of prey we're going to be talking about today is the owl family. Owls actually have two different families that make up their group here on Earth. We have Titanidae, which are the barn owls and the lesser owls. And then we have the family Strigidae, which is the family we'll be looking at today. Today we're going to be talking about eastern screech owls, which is a member of the family Strigidae. Their scientific name is Megascops aceo. And with me today to talk about them, we have my friend Zombie. Zombie has a really interesting story around his name. He came into the center a couple years ago after being hit by a car. And then unfortunately, under anesthesia while he was getting x-rays, he died. But the vets were able to revive him and bring him back. And it was found that he had actually a fractured radius in his wing. So they took him into surgery to repair that fractured radius, and he died again. But they were able to bring him back a second time, put a pin in his wing, and he was doing good. They put him in recovery, and he died a third time. This time the vets made the decision to allow him to just pass away peacefully, just because at that point the risk for oxygen depletion in the brain and other complications after being revived a third time were just too great. But Zombie said no thank you and woke back up on his own. He decided that he was not dying that day and promptly pulled the pin that the surgery had put in his wing right out. So now not only was he alive for a third time, but they would have had to do another surgery to repair his wing. So instead of making him go through all of that, they actually just decided that because of his demeanor and how he was reacting to humans anyway, they were going to keep him as an education animal, which I'm very grateful for because he's a very good boy. Eastern screech owls are the smallest species of owl that we have here in the United States. They can come in a wide variety of colors. Zombie here is a really pretty orange morph. He's nice and golden brown to oranges when he molts. He's a very handsome boy, but they can be anywhere from orange to like dark brown to gray. They have a super wide range of coloration all over the United States. Because these guys are an owl species, they rely primarily on sight and stealth in order to hunt. These guys have large front-facing eyes on their skulls so that they can better scan their environment for prey. And they also have really interesting ears. So their ears, their ear canals, not only sit on either side of their head in different positions, but they're actually different sizes too. This allows them to pinpoint prey not only by sight, but with sound. They're able to see with their hearing. It's a very interesting way that they hunt. These guys have adapted small feathers on the tips of their wings that allow it to diffuse the sound that they make when they fly. This makes it so if you're a mouse sitting on the ground just eating a snack, you will not be able to hear it when an owl swoops up and tries to get you for dinner. Now that we've talked about all three of the families that we keep here of birds of prey, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about how they're reacting to the human world. All three species we featured here today are listed as least concern on the ICUN, which is what ranks endangered animals, but as a whole, birds of prey are actually on the decline. All bird of prey species have declined by 53% since the year 2000, and just within America, 18% of bird of prey species have actually gone extinct. It's really important that we take into account these losses and reflect that in our moving forward as a species. And there are ways that you can actually promote bird of prey health even in your homes. A big thing that people can do to promote wildlife recreation that supports birds of prey is birding. Birding is just going out, looking around, literally just looking for birds. But there's a huge, huge community of people that do it, and there are so many avenues that you can take to bird in your local communities. Birding and other forms of wildlife recreation are some of the leading supporters of bird of prey conservation. Attending birding events and going to national parks shows the government that these are spaces that you want protected. So the biggest way that you can go out and promote bird of prey conservation is to just get out, bird, take some really nice pictures, and tell the government that this is something that you want conserved. Thank you guys so much for attending this education program. We're going to have 2 more of these videos posted in the next couple weeks, as well as a couple live streams that you guys can attend and ask questions about the animals that we have, about the center itself, just a very casual Q&A for us to talk to you guys and for you guys to bring questions to us. In the description above, we'll be linking a really interesting fact sheet that covers one of the animals that we discussed today, as well as the Wildlife Center website. So you can go there and read into wildlife issues or see how you can get involved with the Wildlife Center itself. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.